Hello, hello, hello. Listen, this is Ayanna Smith with Money Talks with Ayanna Smith, and I'm so excited to be with you this evening. But listen, before we jump right into what we're going to talk about, let's get a pen, paper, pencil, and all that good stuff because we want to know, do you know what you have? As a single person, and do you know what you have even if you're married? So, either way, we're going to talk a little bit about what we need to make sure that we have a comprehensive approach to making sure that we're covered in the event of whether things go right or they go wrong. We'll know what's in place and nobody will have to figure that out for us. We'll be right back. Well, we are back. Yes, we're back to talk about what we have as single, married, whatever. We want to make sure that we are covered. But first of all, again, my name is Ayanna Smith, and you are listening to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith, and I am a financial professional. I help people with final expense, make sure their mortgage is protected, make sure that you're protected most of all with living benefits and all that good stuff because we know that it's not time to plan when something happens. The time to plan is what? Say it with me now. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and get into what we need to do and how we need to think about a team and just some of the things that we need to have in place. And of course, it's not an exhaustive list, but it's something to get started and give us something to think about. So make sure you write these things down. And of course, we can't get everything done at one time, but we need to move as fast as we can so that we will have these things in place. Like we hustle to get and run to get our insurances on our cars, of course, because we can't ride around legally without car insurance. We need to really think about, should we really be without insurance? And we're the ones that are the most precious commodity, right? So we're going to get into that as well. So I want to make sure at the top that we get connected basically by going to www.askayanna.com. That's ASKAYANNA. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel at the Ayanna Smith, where you will see some are streaming live to the channel as well as on all social media outlets. And you can do the replays and watch that. And if you are watching the replay or listening to the replay, make sure that you shout out and say replay. And if you have questions to ask about anything that's shared, please make sure that you do that. Comment, say I have a question, or send me a message so that we can talk about it further, because we're, of course, taking appointments to talk to people complimentary to make sure that you're getting on the right track and that things are as succinct as they can be in these times, because there's so much going on, but we don't want to be behind the 8 ball. All right, so let's make sure we connect there. Okay, well, listen. I was checking some things out, and of course, I always am a person of dates. And May 2nd was National, let me make sure I have my list correct, National Life Insurance Day. And so I want to ask you, do you have your life insurance? And no, those are not bad words. Those are really, really great words if we have the right kind of insurance. Walking around with nothing is a bad word, okay? That nothing is a bad word. But having something is a good word. Okay, so say it with me. We need to have something. So that's a good word as far as life insurance or anything that acts like life insurance. Do you have that? Okay, and so we had on the 2nd of May, it was National Life Insurance Day. So I was excited all about that. I probably should have, like they celebrate the Cinco de Mayo. I should have probably had a big sombrero and hat and everything and done a dance or sang a song, but I didn't do that. So we're celebrating it now. So if you have that, give kudos to yourself. If you don't, and we need to talk and stretch yourself to look at more, that is something that we need to do. So jumping into this edition, we're looking at what are some things that are needed, of course, for singles and married people. Of course, we're not going to really separate it because the list is pretty much very, very similar. I'll start with this. We all need a team. We need a team of a doctor. I would say a doctor, your primary care or whatever doctor you attend to, if it's a specialist. You need a lawyer or some type of legal assistant. Some people have certain companies and services that they use for their lawyers and different things that they want to handle paper wise. But that would come into with like your doctor, your lawyer, and your tax preparer, and also, or tax preparer slash CPA. And also you need a licensed financial professional, someone who can help you navigate through the sections of life insurance, and also showing you how to put your money away in a tax-free way and help you to grow it. Okay, so going to the top, looking at your doctor. Of course, you need your doctor so that you can make sure that everything is going on. And I would like to insert also too, some people may look at a chiropractor or a natural doctor, but somebody that can help you navigate your health so that you can make sure you're in the top shape as possible for where you are right now. It's always something going on, and we want to make sure that we have that covered, cared for, and protected so we won't get sick and be unaware of something happening. And then, of course, with your lawyer will help you to navigate through the things that I've been talking about over the course of a few weeks with advanced directives that will help you when you go, if you have to go into the hospital, people will know how to function and maneuver through your care. So that's something that's very important with a single person as well as married people, because you need to know how to have paperwork speaking for us to the healthcare professionals, so that if we come to a point where we cannot speak, or our spouse is so overcome with emotion and their emotions are so high, this paperwork will speak by having an advanced directive. That will be one of the paperworks that will help to share how you want your health care carried out. And then, of course, with your tax preparer or your CPA slash both people, it could be one and the same. That person will help you to keep your tax papers together, especially if you're a business person, help you keep all your books in order and all of that, along with the bookkeeper. Keep your books in order, keep you set straight with any of your taxations, knowing how much you need to take out for your taxes. If you are a W-2 person, just know where you sit. If you are basically functioning dualistically with the W-2 and you are self-employed, show you how to maneuver and navigate through that. So that person needs to be on your team as well to let you know what are the best allocations or different things to take out. What do I need to handle myself on the job? How do I need to pay? Do I pay my taxes quarterly? How do I need to handle that? Or will these two things offset one another? And then if you're flowing into total entrepreneurship, self-employment, how can I pay myself, or what do I need to put things in certain accounts? So that person can help you to navigate through all of that. And I know it sounds like a lot and can be overwhelming because we're just going through life for the most part, doing the things that we do. But these are the things that we need to slow down and think about having in order, because when life happens or emergencies come, and they do and will, we want to already have stuff in place so we won't have to react. We can just respond to it because it's already written. And then, of course, your fourth person that you need on your team is your financial professional, your life insurance agent. That person, which could be me, or, of course, maybe some of you already have someone that you work with, but have someone that can sit down and make sure you know your different types of life insurance. And we've talked about that, but of course, we know our different types of life insurance, or if we don't know, because sometimes we don't realize what we have, but it could be your term, meaning it will last for a certain amount of time. It could be your whole life. Your whole life is going to pretty much, when you get it, last through the duration of your life. And then we have some additional strategies that will, in addition to the whole life making cash, we have some other strategies and that will function, that has like mutual funds inside of life insurance. So that's just an amazing concept within itself that we would talk about and see which one is going to fit and suit you best, because it's not a one size fits all, it's a one size fits you and what you have going on. And then also let me say this, I know people make money all types of ways, because we do have a lot of different currencies and different things like that that are out here now. Different companies are just allowing people to just make money, money, money. But we want to be able to work it where, yes, we may be making money in those places that will give us bunches of money in stock market, crypto, whatever that might be, but then learn how to have that balanced meal and look at some of the long-term strategies, which where that's my focus, or that's the area of strength that I have, to help people save their money. And all the money you make over in the fast, we can show you how to save it for the long term. So when you're ready to stop all the hustle and bustle, you know that you have your nest egg steadily growing and growing and growing. So that's where we all come in together and are able to make one big team, and then help your money strategies to fit on one balanced meal. Like you have your meat, potatoes, and greens. That's how my mom used to teach me to eat. She said, don't have all starches, don't have all greens, have a mixture. So that's how I like to approach we thinking about money matters, approaching it in a balanced way, and the best way is going to be for you. So with all of that, that's the team. So you have your team, you have your, what we said, our doctor, our lawyer, our tax or personal CPA, bookkeeper, and our financial professional. And I think we pretty much have covered everything. Oh, there is one more that we could sit inside of that to make it a 5-person team. We may not want to think about it, but in addition to the financial professional helping you to get the insurances and helping your money to grow in a tax-free way and all that, you can look at, if you already know, or if you're in an area that you want to make sure that everything is covered from beginning to end, you can look at having a particular place that you want a mortician to take care of your final remains. And so that could be a person as well in the planning of your final stages, where you would like to, want to rest or want to have a cremation, what have you. So that person can be a 5th person on the team to help you to think through things before you have to make those decisions. And here's the thing, we can't make any decisions after our eyes are closed and our breath is gone, but we don't want to leave it so heavily rested on people that are here. And I think about it, if you're single, you want to make sure that your wishes are carried out, because you may have children, you may not have children. You may have someone who's in the family, sister, brother, sibling. You may not, but whomever is left, good friend or whomever, they need to be able to carry out your wishes between the tiers. So that's what we're wanting to make sure, that you're not leaving folk in disarray. And then think about, if you could look down on what's going on after you pass away, you're in disarray because, wow, this is just the mind's eye, because we don't know. We're not going to see, most of the time, we're probably not going to see anything. We don't know. But if you were looking down and seeing how things were carried out, would planning on the front end have been better than not planning and leaving people in all sorts of confusion or in the midst of their emotions? So, all right. So looking at that, then we want to talk about, say, if we're talking about that healthcare professional, of course, we said first, we want to make sure that they're helping you know how to navigate through your health. When you have your lawyer, that person can help you to navigate through wills, advanced directives, making sure that properties and all those things are left to the right places. If you have children under age of 18, are they going to be cared for properly? So those are the types of things that we'll delve into and get those handled on the front end. And then, of course, with your CPAs, your bookkeepers, and your tax preparers, they will help you navigate through the money portion on how to pay the taxes and all that. And then your financial professionals will help you to navigate through your insurance portions. So if you make sure we're going through and you're understanding this, somebody can type in the comments and share if you have any questions on who would be some great people, if you all know some great people in your area, because nobody lives, we're broadcasting all over, nobody lives in the same spot. But we all know some people who can be very helpful, because there are folks who are already getting these things in place, and then we can talk about who we can connect with. And then furthermore, after we look at that team, look at what those people do, we want to make sure, where is our money going, and who's going to cover it after we're not here anymore and all that. But then of course you probably need to add a banker to that to kind of help you with that as well. I'm not a banker, I'm a financial professional, licensed to service people with life and annuities and all that good stuff. But you might want to add a banker. So that's another person we could add to our list to make sure that we're talking. And I would say husbands, wives, significant others need to have those talks so that people will know what's going on. And I know you may say, I don't want everybody in my business, but somebody is going to have to be there. I was talking to some friends and I said, we need to also think about having those power of attorneys to some degree, to make sure that someone can speak for us if we get to the point where we can't speak for ourselves. But we're going to need to, of course, be very have those people to be very trustworthy, and so if you have to, though, if you're a person that prays, you might want to pray really hard about who that person or persons should be, so that your wishes can be carried out. Because sometimes people have to speak for you, just in the event that, say, someone went into a coma, they would need someone to talk to their doctor about what are the next steps. And then once you come out of the coma, then that part has been done. But you want to make sure that person is going to speak well for you and about you in that time of need. So spouses, those are conversations that you have to have with each other. It can't be, well, he's in the corner, I'm in the corner, we're not talking. We have to talk about those things. That is very important. So basically, it's like, what's in your wallet, but what's in your will, what's in your advanced directives. We need to ask what's in all of that, so that we can make sure nobody is sideswiped or T-boned. We don't want to be like we're out on the street getting knocked over at the intersections. It's a very, very, sometimes very, very touchy situation. So I try to not make light of it, but try to say in a way that is going to make us think. Because scenario wise, we can have family A, family B, the family that had the home and the cars and all of that, but then the breadwinner is gone, or the breadwinner gets sick or very hurt and like sitting there terminal. What then is going to happen when everybody's emotions are all over the place, and then God forbid the person passes and didn't have the proper coverages and protection that was needed? So husbands, wives, have we talked about that? Singles, have we shared that with our families? What do we have? Do we have living benefits if we, got very sick and didn't pass away, but we need somebody to help us transfer ourselves and move and toilet and bathe ourselves? What do we have those things in place? These are the things that we seriously have to talk about. And I thought no better time to try to bring this back up, because we need to keep it in front of us, because we just had National Life Insurance Awareness Day. It's something to be aware about, I would say, every day, because we need to know what we don't know, and we need to have the conversations about that, and we need to have the conversations about what we do know, because things have improved and they're steadily improving, and there's coverages to have, and then also it's a way to then even plan, singles, married people, a way to build your retirement, a way to say not only make sure you're covered if you get sick, but to build your retirement and give you extra money and extra funds. And who doesn't want extra funds, or who doesn't need extra funds? Let me know. All right, I'll wait. But yeah, we want to make sure we're secured so we can still get the things that we want. And then going back, we said family A, but family B, okay, family B had all the things that they needed. Their breadwinners were had their stuff in place. They had the wills, the advanced directives. Everybody knew what the wishes were final, or while they're still living and needed care. Then if they passed away, they had enough life insurance that would cover the family, although they were sad, would be sad, crying, heartbroken, but they could grieve a lot better having things in order and not having to think about what would the person have wanted, or why didn't they leave us or love us enough to take care of us, to make sure that we could still live the same place and send our kids to college or keep the same lifestyle. Why didn't they love us enough? Those are the conversations that we have to have. Do we love each other enough to talk about stuff and not have the mindset of, I don't want to, I don't care, let them figure it out. That's really a mindset that's very selfish and kind of scary, because put the shoe on our foot. We want somebody to do us like that. No, we're people that we're going to push forward and learn how to strategize and put all these pieces into place. So make sure, as we recap and we wrap up, we're looking at putting together that team so that we can all know what each person has, putting together your team with your doctor, lawyer, financial professional, bookkeeper, CPA, and your mortician and your banker. Put that team together. Think about the people that you work with every day so that you can pull that in, talk about some comprehensive things, and sit down with your spouse and have that conversation, whether it be hard or easy to have. It's easier on the side of before than after. So, and have the conversation with your adult children, or at least your teenage children, that can start to understand how to navigate through some of those things, because it's a travesty to learn about them in our later years when we should be talking about these things all along, so that our children won't be struggling and scuffling in their mindset trying to figure out what's going on, and they're trying to piecemeal it together. So let's get on the front side of it. So with it being National Life Insurance Day, we're going to take it through the week and we're going to celebrate that, and make sure that we connect www.askayanna.com, and then on Facebook, where of course we're functioning and showing at Ayanna MS, and Instagram and YouTube, the Ayanna Smith, where you can watch the replay and see all of the past broadcasts and watch those. And if you have any questions, please make sure that we connect and talk soon. Have a great one.